I'm feeling great today, man. I'm feeling great. I'm in a good mood, ready to get to these videos. And all I did different was, like, as soon as I woke up, I just said, thank you, God, man. Thank you, God. I don't know. Try it. Just wake up. As soon as you rise from the bed, just say, thank you, God, and see how your day changes. So this review is going to be slightly different from my other reviews. This is the first time I'm doing more like a breakdown of a film. So we're going to be breaking down and talking about the 2022 film Mind Cage. As soon as I saw our boy Martin Lawrence,
You lose round two.
when I saw our boy Martin Lawrence,
Perfect.
I said I got to give this a chance. I got to give this a chance because I was happy to see him in something that's now the comedy. Especially now he's older, I feel like he can give us more than just comedy. And I'm happy to see he's getting more roles like this. And hopefully in the future, God willing, he has more dramatic roles. But that's Martin Lawrence. When it comes to the actual film, like, I don't want to blame Martin or anything like that. I just feel like in 2023, we shouldn't have any bad movies. I feel like movies like this is because, like, the people that's making it has too many yes men, and no one can just say, hey, you can do a little bit better than that. But I'm not gonna go into a rant about that. It's about like 5 to 6 things I noticed in this movie that kind of upset me, I guess. But we're gonna talk about it and break it down. But if you haven't heard about this movie, I will be spoiling it. We're gonna, of course, break it down. If this is your first time hearing of the movie, it's better stuff to watch out. Check out Watcher, not The Watcher, that stupid Netflix series that had a terrible ending, but Watcher the film. It also came out in 2022. But that's a good thriller. That's a good thriller right there. So I recommend you watch something like that besides this. But if you do want to watch it, hey, come back because we about to spoil the crap out of it. Like, as soon as the movie starts, we jump right into like the killings. I think even 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. So we got one killing 5 minutes in. There's a second killing 3 minutes after that. So already it feels really, really rushed. So we got 2 killings back to back within 10 minutes. And do we have any Dexter fans out there, man? Some of y'all Dexter fans still around? Y'all already know what this is similar to, right? I think it's like one of the later seasons, like 5 or 6, something like that. Which season of Dexter had the Doomsday Clock? What Doomsday Killer? Season 6, Doomsday Killer case. So here's like one snippet of like one of the Doomsday Killer's victims. But it's like it was the same deal. It had, something to do with religion and putting the victims out into the public. I think they even had like a scene, kind of the same theme that we got here, but like an actual angel. So I'm not trying to say like they taken from Dexter. I just thought that was kind of interesting how it was similar. Like they even had a scene in Dexter, just like how they had a scene in here where she kind of investigate the feathers. Dexter did the same thing, and he found something within the feathers. Like this, I'm gonna leave that alone. So that's the first thing that kind of caught me off guard. I was like 2 killings already. Like I feel like I was still trying to get into the story, learn the characters, and then boom. So we meet homeboy, and she's talking to him, saying there's a copycat killer and we need your help, blah, blah, blah. And this is when they start trying to throw curveballs at us, y'all. They try to throw some curveballs in the story to kind of lead you away from like who the actual killer is. So we got the homeless guy, and then later on we see like her husband, the detective's husband, that's kind of like a religious figure. I think I don't know the correct term when it comes to Catholics, y'all, but he's the father or whatever y'all call it. No disrespect, I just don't know the term, y'all. But he was a father that kind of changed his lifestyle just to be with her. So I would say the husband is a good curveball, and the homeless person is a good curveball to kind of like derail you We're trying to figure out who the actual killer is. I would say that's good, but at the end, and we'll get to that, that's what kind of just wiped everything out. I hate when they take you on this ride of mystery and everything, give you some clues here and there, but it's like all the clues that you watch for an hour or 2 hours has nothing to do with the ending. So by halfway in, we find out that the serial killer has a connection to Martin Lawrence's character, the other detective. We found out he has a vendetta against him because the last person that he killed, from what we know at this point, was his partner. So we found out that his partner set himself on fire. They didn't show much of the flashback of what actually happened, but from the conversation, it seems like Martin was unconscious, and when he kind of came to himself, he saw the killer and his partner, and he saw his partner set himself on fire in front of him. I feel like they was trying to say something, but they didn't they didn't touch on it enough to get to paint the picture for us. Because towards the end of the movie, I'm thinking, well, maybe the killer made his partner do it, but usually when the killer had control over people, he was like far away from them. So it didn't make sense from what we saw at the end for the killer to kind of just do his thing like right there in front of the person. Like that doesn't seem realistic. And this scene right here is what bothered me the most, y'all. So they don't even explain this, y'all, but for some reason Martin's character walks into this voodoo, I don't know, workshop or something. I think they tried to explain it a little bit towards the later part of the film where he took her to this priest, or I think it was a priest, but he basically told the priest, like, my friend, which is the female detective, needs help. She needs kind of like a spiritual cleansing. But when they showed that, I took that as Martin, he believes in like, you know, demons and like, you know, possession and stuff like that. So that kind of tied into that voodoo scene, but still like at the time, it was kind of, I guess they were trying to say this is a hint that this movie has more supernatural elements to it than what you think. So I see where they were heading with that idea, but like I said, y'all, the ending to me was so bad, like it just wipes all of this out. So they did some work. They put in some good like curveballs to kind of derail us. They put in like some good, like some little hints here and there. So about an hour in, we get the backstory of the killer. So we see that he was always an artist and he was more on the religious side, but his mother being abusive and being, what they call it, a night worker. She wasn't about it. She was just trying to tell him, okay, you're wasting your time. They get into a scruffle, boom, head condition. And then they just stop it there. So we find out the latter part of the story towards the end.
Mary.
Jake.
Well, yes and no.
This was pathetic. It was embarrassing. It was one of the worst performances I've seen in my life. I couldn't sleep last night because I felt this shit coming.
So, two things, y'all. Two things, man. Two things, bro. Two things. First, I feel like they could have did a better job with the voiceover thing, like having the actor do a voiceover and then Martin trying to mimic his voice or mimic what he's saying. To me, that's like real low budget type. Like it would have made more sense. Like it would have been more realistic if Martin just uses his original voice, but kind of, you know, alter his voice in a way that fits the character, the killer. So he could have like been talking as himself, and then that would have made more sense when she said like, "Is that you?" But like just having his voice dubbed, it just like it made it seem more comedic than like dramatic. They turned this like what could have been like a great serial killer into like a Tony Baker joke, y'all.
Like I love watching movies with good villains, man, but most villains are dumb. Like they never just kill the hero when they got him right where they want him. They always want to talk and reveal the plans. So you gonna kill me right now, huh? Was that your plan? Or that was my plan all along? You see? I was gonna steal the whole water supply from the townspeople, siphon it off, and then sell it to the highest bidder. And then that's when you, oh shit, he escaped.
Like jumping to the last scene here, he jumps into somebody else's body to talk to her. Like, why is he talking to her? And then, you know, he met his demise. So towards the end, we figure out that he's trying to be like an angel of death. So his main goal should be like wiping out, you know, smooshing as much people as he possibly can, you know, in his lifespan. And then after that, I guess he can, you know, go happy. But for some reason, he decides to tell an actual police detective, his whole freaking plan. And I don't know, did he even tell her that he was going to, like, he planned to kill her? Hold up.
Escape has never been my intent, Mary. In fact, there couldn't be a more ideal place for me to continue my necessary work, as I'll soon be returning the favor when I purify your soul, Mary.
But that's like me and you about to get in a fight, and I'm walking up. I say, hey, I'm about to hit you with this left hook. You ain't gonna see this left hook coming. So I'm about to do it. And that's what I meant by like the ending kind of just messed up the whole road they laid out for us to get there. If he didn't tell her, and if they didn't do that stupid voice dub and just had like Martin uses his own voice or whoever he possessed use their own voice, even that scene where he kind of like introduced himself through Martin's character, I would have loved it if he didn't tell the girl that it's him, and he just attacked her through Martin's character, and then she'd had a squirrel and everything, and she ended up killing him. Like, he died anyway, but what if he died in that way where she thought Martin was actually attacking her, and then she's all confused? That's like we already. And then we jump to the end of the movie, and somehow he finds out a way to kill her through the guard, or who was it, like the professor, Warren, whoever he was, dude with the ponytail and the glasses. Say if he found a way to kill her through the guy with the ponytail and the glasses, then us as the viewers, they flash back to the scenes where he's like, they thought he was having some spasms or something like that. They flash back to that, kind of painting a picture in like a subtle way without actually saying it, that he was possessing people. And that's how he got away with everything. And he's still out on the loose till this day. That would have been a better ending. It wouldn't make it like a great movie, but it would have made it like, I'll give this movie, I thought about it, y'all, it's either 2 or 3 stars, like out of 10. 3 stars for Martin, so 3 out of 10 for me, y'all. That's what this film gets. But like I said in the beginning, y'all, hopefully Martin gets more roles, because I don't blame this on him. Even though he wasn't like the strongest actor in this film, I feel like there's more films like tailored towards him. Like, we had it before, like The Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Like, it started more, you know, it was more on the comedy side, but it was actually like a good, serious thriller towards the end. But yeah, 3 out of 10, y'all. That's all I got, man. That's all I got, man. Do better. Do better.